Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we're doing another how-to with the Honda Civic, and we're doing the O2 sensors. And this is for the 2006 to 2011, and it's for the 1.8 liter 4-cylinder. All right, so I went ahead and actually picked these up on Amazon. There will be links in the description down below. It's actually a pack that has both the upstream and the downstream sensors, and they just come in a box already ready to go. And then also, I would suggest picking up this little tool set. It does include this socket with the slot in it, and the reason for that is you can slide it down over the wires, and then you'll be able to hook it on and be able to screw it in place so you can actually get a good grip on that, because a regular deep dish socket will not do. It also does come with these other ones, which are also very handy. And then here's another size, so it's a little bit shorter in case you guys find that easier as well. But like I said, there will be links in the description down below for both of these kits. And I would suggest you pick up especially the toolkit, because that makes life so much easier, especially since this does have this like little heat shielding on here. You can't just use like a wrench either. And this one actually sits behind the heat shielding on the exhaust. But let's go ahead, look over at that. So obviously this is for the engine that looks just like this, and as you can see, the upstream O2 sensor is right here on top. This is actually your exhaust coming off, and then the downstream, it's just right there. So it's actually not too far down. So obviously upstream, downstream, very easy to get to. All right, in my opinion, since the downstream is like a little bit more trickier to get to, I'd rather just go ahead and knock that out, and then we'll go ahead and replace this one next. But before we get to removing the downstream sensor, we are going to go ahead and take off the plug off this little metal bracket. So there's this little tab on the top side. So I'm going to go ahead and push in on that. And there we go. We just slid it off of that little bracket. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and push in right here and disconnect this. There we go. And now we can go ahead and do the same thing for the top one. We can just push right here and unplug that. There we go. So now whenever we go to unscrew these, we don't have to worry about the wire still being plugged in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use the one where it just like is like the L shape with the slot all the way through. And I'm going to go ahead and hook it onto the O2 sensor. All right, so the socket I did use was the 1/2, and the reason for that is because I did want to use a breaker bar, because typically O2 sensors, since they are on the exhaust, they heat up and cool down a lot. So this will allow me to hook on and get a little bit more leverage. So let me reach down in here, stick it on to there. There we go, and now I can go ahead and break it loose with this. There we go. A lot of times it's just one good pop, and then you should be able to reach down in here and maybe unscrew the rest of it by hand. And also I suggest using gloves for safety, but also because the O2 sensor is kind of hard to grip onto. All right, and just like that, we got it out. So now let's go ahead and grab the new one and put it in place. All right, so now we got the old one, so you can kind of see a comparison of the new and the old. But let's go ahead and set the old one aside and go ahead and start screwing this in by hand. All right, so now once we get it as tight as we can go ahead and grab our little socket again. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this and set it onto the O2 sensor. And I wanna get it with the little leverage thing on the outside, so that I'll be able to get a little bar in there to be able to hook it on and be able to tighten it. So I'm actually going to take this, set it back down in here. Now we're going to hook it onto place, and we go ahead and tighten it down. And now let's grab these wires and go ahead and plug it back into the wires on the car. There we go. And now let's go ahead and slide this onto that little bracket. There we go. And just like that, the downstream is replaced. Now let's go ahead and move on to the upstream. All right, so now we're pretty much going to do the same thing, but with obviously the upstream. We're going to take this little thing, hook it on right there. And now let's go ahead and get the breaker bar, set it into place. And now I realize this is actually a lot easier for you guys to see. There we go. Now we broke it loose, and honestly it should just be hand tight from here. Yep, there we go. Just loosens right up by hand. Super quick, super easy. And it's pretty much the same exact thing with the downstream. So I don't know if like the previous owner tried to replace this at some point and messed up the little heat shielding trying to get to that because they didn't have the proper tools. But now we got the new one that's all nice and clean and ready to go on. So let's go ahead and set the old one aside. And now we can go ahead and put in the new one. Like I said before, just hand tighten it. Now let me grab the little socket tool. And let me go ahead and get that. Now we can go ahead and tighten it down. All right, now that it's tightened down, we can go ahead and plug it in right here. There we go, and just like that, we got both the O2 sensors replaced. We got the upstream and the downstream. So if you guys did like this video, go down and hit the like button. If it helped you out, please put in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you do have any other questions or concerns, make sure you put them down in the comments as well. If you guys do want to pick up these parts or tools, there's also going to be links in the description. You guys can pick them up on Amazon. But if you guys did like the video, make sure you get down and hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. But as always, thank you for watching.